Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. 12,055 businessmen died, committed suicide in our country in 2021. Almost 10,881 farmers committed suicide in our country in 2021. Now, these are according to NCRB reports. Let's talk about these suicides and why we should be worried about it. That's my topic number one. My topic number two is, Baba, who is going to be the opposition prime ministerial face? Or are we going to have multiple faces? Some say Nitish Kumar wants to be the prime minister. Some say KCR wants to be the prime minister. Some say Rahul Gandhi wants to be the prime minister. Some say, Arvind Kejriwal is the prime ministerial face, and so on and so forth. Who exactly is the opposition prime ministerial face? Let's discuss that. Let's get right into the show. Okay, I am going to discuss two headlines with you. First is GST revenue crosses 1.4 lakh mark again. Now, interestingly, from April, where the GST mark crossed 1.6 lakh crores, April, May, June, July, August this year, we've been crossing the GST mark. Collection of GST has been more than lakh, and this month it's lakh and 40,000. So our GST collection has been good. Now I want to read the second headline. The second headline are the NCRB figures, wherein NCRB says that the total number of businessmen who committed suicide and died is 12,055. That was 2021. In the farming segment, the number is 10,881. So between business community and farming community, you had almost 23,000 people roughly committing suicide. 23,000 committing suicide. Now, what is also need to be told is that the profession may not technically have any linkage with the committing of suicide, because a businessman, he must have committed suicide for some other reason, but yet the NCRB will record it as businessman committing suicide, and vice versa. A farmer must have committed suicide for some other reason, but yet it will be a farmer committing suicide. So technically, I am not saying therefore businessman committed suicide because of bad business, or a farmer committed suicide because of bad harvest. I am not saying that, but the figures are this. The overall suicide rate in 2021 is 12 per lakh people. 12% per lakh people in India committed suicide in 2021 versus 9.9 per lakh people in 2017. From 9.9, we have jumped to 12 per lakh. And daily wages earners accounts for the largest segment of people dying by suicide. So I have made 3 comments here. I have said that businessmen died. 12,055 businessmen died, committed suicide. 10,881 farmers died of suicide. Our rate has increased from 9.9 per lakh to 12 in 2021. And I said that daily wages constitute the largest number of people who have committed suicide. How does this all link? While I also made a very important statement, which NCRB made, that's a rider, that you see, the profession doesn't mean that, the person died because of his profession, because there was, like I said, because bad harvest or bad business. It's not necessary. But that being said, our taxes, GST has shot up, but our businessmen are dying. Our farmers are dying. Our daily wages are dying. Which means finally, while we are collecting taxes and possibly a few companies in this country are making huge amount of money, few businessmen in this country are making huge amount of money, it is not necessary that the money that is being made is percolated. The small and medium businesses are not necessarily doing well. Taxes are collected, but the small and medium businesses are not necessarily doing well. And one of the reasons why small and medium businesses are not doing well are possibly because of this taxes and compliances, are possibly because of the GSTs and compliances that they have to go through, which they are not able to sell their products into the market. They are not able to comply to whatever the rules and regulations are because they are small business. Because they are small business. And because businesses are not doing well, daily wages are suffering. Because finally, who employs daily wages? Laborers. The maximum employment amongst daily wages workers are in small and medium-sized companies. Maximum employment are not given by big companies. They are given by small and medium-sized companies. If the small and medium-sized companies don't do well, then the daily wages workers won't do well. And that's precisely what you are seeing. Businessmen and daily wages workers both are committing suicide. And the farmers, obviously, is something that we have been seeing for years together, decades together now. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan used to be our motto as a country. Our focus was on farming. We were supposed to be an agrarian country. Somewhere down the line, that went out of the window. But now what's happening is the farmers are actually suffering. They are fighting for every possible rights, right from MSP to everything. So, what can we conclude through this segment? Is it not that the wealth is shrinking towards few individuals who are on the top and the bottom is suffering? The bottom is suffering. So, is that the way we want our country to go? Is that the India that we dreamt of? And is that the development that we are talking about? And should we actually celebrate the GSTs and the taxes that we are collecting? Finally, the common man is not benefiting. Okay, so a lot of pundits, a lot of experts, a lot of people, a lot of political analysts believes that 2024 is an easy win for Bharatiya Janata Party as of today. A lot of political pundits, a lot of experts believe that Narendra Modi is undisputed leader and he will sail through in 2024. A lot of experts, a lot of political pundits believe that possibly Bharatiya Janata Party and Narendra Modi could cross the 400 seats mark in Lok Sabha in 2024. This is what a lot of political pundits believe. Now, a lot of political pundits also believe that more than the fact that Narendra Modi is doing great job, more than that, it is because there is no opposition that Mr. Narendra Modi has this super highway in front of him where he is almost certain to win 2024. It is because there is no opposition. Now, if you look at it from an opposition, if you look at the opposition in India, there seems to be a lot of opposition and a lot of opposition leaders who harbors the ambition of becoming a prime minister, which is a very good thing, by the way. But all the same, they harbor the ambition of becoming a prime minister. Now, let's look at a few of them. Okay. Now, this is going to be very interesting and I want you to interact with this editorial. I want you to talk to me back. Okay. This is going to be very important, very, very interesting. Now, I'm going to discuss a few names and I'm going to discuss a few credentials. I'm not going to give you GAN and all that. You know it as much as I do. So, I'm not going to give you all that, but I'm going to discuss a few names with you. And I want you to tell me, I want you to write back and tell me, do you think that these are the faces that could actually compete with Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the top job in India? Are they capable? Are they good enough? Actually, the bottom line is, will they win? So let's discuss some names which people who are claiming to compete with Narendra Modi for prime ministerial berth. The first name is Rahul Gandhi. A lot of people will say, why not say Arvind Kejriwal first? I still believe that Arvind Kejriwal is a regional party. I still believe that Arvind Kejriwal is going to remain a regional party till such time that there are more leaders than Arvind Kejriwal in his organization. And the fact that till Arvind Kejriwal has the strength of Congress, where they have offices and representation and people in nook and corner of India, which they don't. They're still very, very restricted to certain states of India. So, therefore, my first name again is Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is seen as a competition to Narendra Modi. He has his own fan club. I will not deny that. But somewhere down the line, he runs a party that itself is kind of shaky. It is like standing in a stage which is shaking. His entire party is shaking at the moment. People are leaving the party, people are questioning his leadership. He is not doing anything to correct it, neither is his mother doing anything to correct it, who is incidentally the president of the party. Nor are other senior leaders trying to do anything to correct it. One group of people are supporting him, one group of people are going against him. Neither the people who are supporting him are doing anything positive for the party, nor the people who are leaving him and doing anything positive for the party. So somewhere down the line, he is a man without, while the party has a fantastic on-ground presence across the country. They have offices in almost every corner in this country. They have representation in every corner of this country. But somewhere down the line, it has one party that has almost lost its base in the country. Unfortunate. The grand old party, as some people call it, this grand old party has lost its base in the country, and Rahul Gandhi represents that party, and with that representation, will he be able to compete with Narendra Modi? This is the question one asks. But after Narendra Modi, if anybody can draw crowd, that is, I am saying after Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, if anybody can draw crowd in this country, it is Rahul Gandhi. Let us face facts. It is Rahul Gandhi. The man can draw crowd. He's got a fan following, even today, with whatever one says. So that's Rahul Gandhi. Now let's look at Arvind Kejriwal. While I told you, the problem with Arvind Kejriwal is a one-man party. It is 100% a one-man party. Nobody, no number 2, number 3, number 4. Arvind Kejriwal, and the 30th person is Manish Sisodia. So that's the difference between the number 1 and the number 2. So it's a one-man party. So he has 2 states. One is Delhi and one is Punjab, and it looks like as if he is the chief minister for Delhi and Punjab. It is like, Hyderabad is shared by Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Chandigarh is shared by Haryana and Punjab. Arvind Kejriwal is shared by Delhi and Punjab. That's how it looks like. All the same. He is a party without leaders. He is a single man party. He is a party without administrators, because he is the only man who is seen as a strong administrator. To a certain extent, Manish Sisodia is seen as a strong administrator. All the other strong administrators that happens in his party somehow vanishes. They are either thrown out or they are sacked or whatever. All the good leaders. He had fantastic leaders, Yogendra Yadav, Kumar Vishwas. They were quite some popular leaders, some leaders who are popular and good administrators, possibly good administrators. I don't know Yogendra Yadav would turn out to be a good administrator, but he is intelligent enough. He understands politics, so maybe he would have turned out, and he's educated, so he might have turned out to be a good administrator. So all these people, Prashant Bhushan, all these people who are there with him, gone, boom. It's all vanished one by one. They are all vanished. Now this Mr. Sisodia is there, and Mr. Jain, who is now behind bar, is there with him. But then the rest of the people have seemed to be vanished. But the fact remains that he is popular. He is one name popular from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. He is one name that at least can draw some crowd, both in north and to some extent in south. And he is one name that is seen as standing against Modi, like Rahul Gandhi, standing against Modi with all his might. That's one thing he has seen, and especially defeated Modi and BJP in Delhi, because Delhi, BJP and AAP that were competing against each other, and he defeated BJP, defeated or routed BJP. So to that extent, he is the Goliath killer. So that gives him that imagery of pulling down a juggernaut. In Punjab, to that extent, Punjab, he was competing against Congress and not against BJP directly. BJP had no strength in Punjab anyways, but all the same. So he has two states. He has won recently. He has won Punjab recently. Good, motivated team. A lot of ED and other issues happening, but good motivated team. So he is seen as number 2. Let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee, when she won West Bengal, everybody, including me, even I said it, everybody said that she could be a probable prime ministerial candidate. The opposition faced for the prime ministerial candidate. But somewhere down the line, Mamata Banerjee seems to be getting struck with CBI and ED and all sorts of raid in West Bengal, and she seems to be getting affected. She seems to be someone who is now bowing down and kind of retracking from her earlier aggressive stand. Now, the question is whether she wants to be the prime ministerial candidate, or she would end up saying, Baba, West Bengal hai na, I'm happy with West Bengal, I will sit in West Bengal and I will govern West Bengal, Baba. Prime Minister, nahi mangta hai. She could possibly say this. But that's where she stands in the race. The 4th is Nitish Kumar. You know what? I really don't know. I really don't know on what basis are some people talking about Nitish Kumar as possibly a prime ministerial face. Because I always found Nitish Kumar to be a hardcore opportunist. Sometimes with NDA, sometimes with UPA, sometimes with Lalu Prasad Yadav, then go back to BJP, then go back to Lalu Prasad Yadav. So he has jumped parties so many times, he himself must have forgotten uska mera aaj subah mera alliance kaun hai, BJP ki RJD. He himself must have forgotten. NDA ki UPA. So he has jumped parties many a times. But that being said, at one point in time, he had this title of Susashan Babu and, good, fantastic administrator, and he did bring about a difference. From Lalu Prasad Yadav's Bihar to the current Bihar, there was a difference. There was a sea change of a difference, but that difference somehow ended in 2015, 2016. Then, nothing really changed after that. So that growth pattern which he had achieved, that growth pattern started sliding down. So the Susashan Babu, somewhere down the line, fizzled out. But yeah, he is a very, very ambitious person. He has tremendous ambition. He is very overconfident about himself. He is very confident about himself to an extent that I think he is overconfident. So I would rather put it that way. So that's what Nitish Kumar is all about. That's what Nitish Kumar is all about. And currently, people close to him, people in his party, people who know him, claims that he is tremendously ambitious to be the next Prime Minister of this country. The 5th person that I want to talk to you about is KCR, which is also not surprising. KCR has been voicing his dissent against the Prime Minister. Once upon a time, he was seen as quite close to Narendra Modi. Once upon a time, he is seen as a person who kind of, agreed to everything what Modi did. And today, he seems to be a person who is completely against everything what Modi does. So KCR seems to be another a politician who is eyeing for the prime ministerial post. So this is what the opposition faces look like. This is what the possible contenders to the opposition's face of prime ministerial candidates looks like. Now I want you to decide. Who do you think amongst these people can actually stand and defeat Narendra Modi in 2024? Can any one of them stand a chance to defeat Narendra Modi? You decide, and please write your comments in the comment box below. The last point that I want to make are 2 other names. And those 2 other names are Yogi Adityanath, who is not an opposition but from BJP, but who also has ambitions to be the Prime Minister of this country. At least that's what a lot of people say, a lot of pundits say. He has won Uttar Pradesh twice. He is seen as a model leader, especially amongst the BJP run states. So people replicate what he does, the bulldozer and all of that. People replicate. People like states like Madhya Pradesh replicate what he does in Uttar Pradesh. So he's seen as a model leader. He's seen as a model chief minister. Seen as a hardcore Hindutva advocate. And he's also seen as a person who has got a mind and a will of his own in Bharatiya Janata Party. Could he be a contender to Prime Ministerial candidate 2024? One doesn't know. Nitin Gadkari was sidelined and he was thrown out of the parliamentary board and all of that. Of course, Nitin Gadkari is now is absolutely livid with media that calls him that twists his statements, and he says he's completely with BJP, which I also think is completely with BJP. And the fact is, he has toned down, he's mellowed down, and he's kind of accepted the leadership of Narendra Modi. At least that is how it sounds. But again, hearts of hearts, does he want to be the Prime Minister of this country? A lot of people say yes, he does. If he can help it, then he definitely wants to. At this point in time, one doesn't know whether he can actually achieve it or not. That's a question mark. But if he can and he gets enough support, possibly is one person who definitely would want to compete and vie for the chair of the Prime Minister of India, because he has been a fantastic minister. He's been one of the most effective and efficient ministers in the Narendra Modi cabinet. One of the most effective and efficient ministers, and the fact that he's got fantastic rapport with almost every political party and every political leader. He has no enemies. He is like Sharad Pawar. No enemies, all friends. So these are the two other candidates that within the party that people say, has prime ministerial ambitions. But all this is currently hearsay. All this is what people analyze, people who are close to them talk. They say, sources. These are information that you get through sources and all of that. So nothing is concrete, nothing is real. But all the same, watch out for these people, watch out for these people in the next 2 years, because these 2 years will, and what they do in these 2 years may actually define what happens in 2024. As of now, it looks like a cakewalk for Narendra Damodar Das Modi. Till I see you next time, Namaskar.